Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pacific Alliance of Collegiate Gamers. It is Hearthstone Thursday, and we are excited to be with you here tonight. I am Jerem Solar Norris, and I'm here with the most handsome man in PACG. Superman is here casting with me tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, Solar. I mean, Thursdays, man, it's Hearthstone. I'm used to doing Mondays and Wednesdays with League of Legends. I'm excited to see some matchups here tonight.
I know. I've been watching you this whole season, and so I'm excited to cast with you.
Hearthstone should be a lot of fun, though. I mean, tonight we have Colorado and Stanford to get us started off this evening. I mean, let's take a look at how, for those of you who aren't familiar with PACG, aren't familiar with the way the tournament is set up, here's that graphic on your screen. Solar, tell them more.
Yeah, so we're in the middle of the group stages right now. We're in week 5 of 8. So we've seen a lot of the teams play once or twice now, and they're starting to get into settling into their ranks and stuff. And then at the end of those 8 weeks, we're going to have the quarterfinals, and then final where the top 3 seeded schools of each region are going to be put into a single elimination bracket, with the top school advancing directly to the semifinals. And then after that, we'll have our final matches. The best team from each region are going to go against each other in one finals week, and that finals week is going to be for all 4 of our games: League of Legends, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and Rocket League in one big week. And just to show you the divisions really quick, in case you're joining us for the first time, in the South Division we have Arizona, Arizona State, UCLA, and USC.
And the North Division, you know, you got Colorado, Oregon, Stanford, and Utah. And like you said, we're into the 5th week of regular season play. Now, that means there's a lot already behind us in terms of scored play, but there are also those show matches we've talked about that for some titles in the PACG, we show you extra games just to give you a little bit more of those titles, some more production value. Yeah, so the second game of tonight is going to be between Utah and Arizona, and it's going to be one of those show matches. They're in different regions, but they're playing against each other just to show off their skills, see what they can do. But let's look at the matches we're going to be playing tonight. So first up, Colorado and Stanford. This is our actual match for the night. This one's for all the marbles. Colorado currently has only played 1 game, and they lost it, but Stanford has 2 wins. You'll see here, Stanford is actually our top-ranked school. This is in both regions, by the way. So Stanford is the only school that's managed to get 2 wins out of all 8 of our schools thus far. And so Colorado, you know, this is kind of a big game for them to see if they can come back from their first loss, if they can take out the big dog on campus right now. I mean, why not, right? And here you can see those lineups for the deck lists, right? This is Colorado v. Stanford, like we just said. The priests spanned out on both sides.
Yeah. So for Colorado, our players tonight are going to be Zephos, Flameheart, and Ragnar. And for Stanford, they're going to be Serwind, Tailtoxy, and Mitchell. And Colorado is bringing Spell Hunter, Control Warlock, and Fatigue Warrior.
Ooh, spicy.
And Stanford is bringing Cube Lock, Tempo Mage, and OTK Paladin.
Wow, each of these schools bring in at least one off-meta deck, it seems, that not as popular. I mean, Cube Lock, we expect to see that. Tempo Mage, Secret Mage, that's pretty standard. OTK Paladin, though, is a little out of the box.
Yeah, so we were talking about that before, that all of Colorado's decks are kind of interesting.
Yeah.
They all have a little bit of a weird twist to them. Stanford brought 3 pretty traditional decks and OTK Paladin, which I'm really excited to see. I think the only time in this season that we've seen OTK Paladin thus far was when Utah brought it to a show match once.
And was it an OTK, like, lethal damage combo, or was it the same OTK?
It was this OTK
combo
with Beardo and Uther of the Ebon Blade, and they
Spicy.
did manage to pull it off. So we have seen the OTK happen one time already in PACG.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
Stanford looking to pull that off again. Again, because of this match format, they have to win with all of their decks.
Yep.
Which means OTK has to win tonight, or Stanford loses.
It better win then. It better win. We got to see some Beardo.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit about these Colorado decks, though, because they're a little more than meets the eye.
They are. The Spell Hunter, pretty standard, though it is missing some key picks.
It doesn't have Rock Delar, which a lot of spell hunters run and it also isn't running To My Side.
Okay.
And those two cards are kind of the whole reason that Spell Hunter exists. Because they came out and they say don't run any spells in your deck, and so people are like, well, I guess I'm going to try that. And so it's funny that we've reached the point now where Spell Hunter is good enough to not run the cards that have an advantage from being Spell Hunter.
I mean, it's kind of backwards, right?
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
But
talk to me about the other two decks, though, because they're also a little different for Colorado.
Yeah, this Control Warlock looks like a pretty traditional Control Warlock, except it's not running Doomguard, which is more of an aggro card in Control Warlock, but it also kind of is a control card to help them on the board and stuff like that. And so instead of running Doomguard, they're running a couple of Siphon Souls, Ironbreak Owl, and a couple of extra Stonehill Defenders, I think hoping that they'll be able to maybe get more Void Lords off of the Stonehill Defenders.
That's got to be it, especially with the N'Zoth.
Yeah. And then this Fatigue Warrior. This Fatigue Warrior is interesting, and this one isn't really that weird, except it's running Harrison Jones.
Yeah. That's what I thought was weird, Solar. The control piece banned out as well from Colorado. That list, it also included Harrison Jones. You'd think if that's getting teched in, not just as like a random 5-drop, that he's got to have a plan. He's got to expect that he's playing against some sort of either warrior or paladin, something, even rogue that we almost never see, right? So we're here into game 1, though.
Yeah, I think that these Harrison Jones are gonna pay off because, I mean, Cublock runs Skull of Minari, Tempo Mage runs Aluneth, OTK Paladin has the Tyrian weapon and the Uther weapon. So there's lots of weapons to hit.
Yeah, you just hope that you don't actually fatigue out or burn your own Harrison. Otherwise, that's a dead draw for sure. But it looks like we're actually starting with the OTK Paladin. This is really exciting.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting choice from Stanford, but it's also kind of a good choice because they don't have any idea what Colorado's going to start with. So they might as well start with the deck that needs the most help to win, right?
Yeah.
The one that, because if they can't win with OTK Paladin, they can't win at all. So they might as well see if they can get that out of the way.
Yeah, that feels like kind of bad news, though, because when you have an OTK deck, you're looking for those special card combinations, but at the same time, now you actually came in blind to a fatigue deck.
Yeah.
You could lose some of your key components to an OTK, and when that's your strategy, when that's your win condition, you could run into some trouble very quickly. And almost, I don't know, this is scary.
Yeah.
This is scary if you're Stanford, because this is a fun deck to run, but you're against somebody who's trying to make you draw and throw away cards. And you need all those cards to be able to get that combo off.
So yeah, so that Paladin or Colorado is definitely going to be looking for those Cold Light Oracles to do whatever they can to get Stanford to burn those combo pieces. Stanford also is going to have a little bit of a rough time with it because they didn't get the coin, which means they're going to have to get 2 coins off of their Burgly Bullies.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that could be easier because Fatigue Warrior is a deck that runs a lot of spells, and most of its removals are spells. So they might not have that hard of a time getting coins off of the Burgly Bullies.
That and, if you go first, you're going to hit 10 mana first.
Yeah.
And if you have the cards in hand, then boom, you're already first, and you can.
Yeah.
You've got the mana for the combo as long as you have those key components. 2 coins minimum.
Stanford's got Uther in their hand, which is going to be a dead card until turn 9, but they're going to be really glad to be able to play that on turn 9.
Better than it being fatigued.
Yeah.
You kind of need that card.
Ooh, there's a Skulking Geist.
So that's interesting. That's in this deck list, and once again playing into the Fatigue Warrior, because if you're burning your Forbidden Healings, if you're burning things from your deck, you're in trouble because you're taking even more cards away from your total deck.
Right. Stanford playing this Skulking Geist is going to destroy their adaptation, which they have just in case they need it to help get that combo. But it's also going to burn 4 cards from the Fatigue deck, 2 Whirlwinds, and 2 Shield Slams.
So that's actually really good
Yeah,
news.
burning Shield Slams against Fatigue Warrior is always good.
Yeah, oh man. So coming here into the 4th turn for this Warrior, that's a good clear, getting closer. I don't think you would try and coin out anything onto the board right now, although you can imagine it actually could have been a little dirty if you played the Dirty Rat with the coin there. You would have pulled, you had the possibility of pulling a very important card. If you pull out N'Zoth there, does that just like kind of ruin everything for Stanford?
It doesn't ruin everything, especially because then they'd have a 5/7 on turn 5.
The execute's in hand, though.
Yeah, I mean, not that that would be very difficult for Colorado to deal with, and taking 5 damage you don't really care about when you're a Fatigue Warrior.
Yeah.
So let's see, N'Zoth. Which N'Zoth targets? They're specific. Obviously, they're wanting to pull Tyrion off of N'Zoth in the late game.
I mean, there's also the Plated Beetle. You're getting a little bit more armor.
Yeah, they've got Plated Beetles. They've got Loot Hoarders.
Loot Hoarders, probably not something you're actually wanting to have get propped over and over and over once again.
So yeah, I feel like pulling the N'Zoth isn't the worst thing in the world, but it certainly doesn't help your late game when you're trying to get an extra Tyrion to protect your face.
Yeah, so, I mean, is it worth holding on to Rallying Blade there, knowing you're coming into turn 5, knowing you're playing against a deck that runs Harrison, right? We talked about that.
Yeah.
You can lose
to be fair,
lot.
I think if they manage to get them to use Harrison on Rallying Blade,
that's worth it.
That might not be the worst thing in the world. Colorado does have both Dead Man's Hand in their hand now, which means that they can use one of those when they feel like they have the hand they want to keep.
That's both Whirlwinds though.
Ooh.
That's pretty expensive usage right there. And then what? You just hit face and clear everything out?
Yeah. They managed to draw a Shield Slam.
You don't coin for that, though, do you?
No, I don't think that you... Colorado could... Looks like they are going to hit face. They're going to get rid of that Beetle and draw 1 more card. So they were able to draw 3 cards that turn off of that Acolyte.
So the draw is nice, but
and
now you're down
got
to
the
Whirlwinds.
Cold Light Oracle.
Is Sleep with Fishes just kind of like a dead card for them now in their hand?
Because they used all of that.
Yeah.
Possible, yeah. They have, let's see. Do they have any other...
That seems to be the only thing really left.
They have another Blood Razor.
Oh, okay. Somewhere in the deck.
Somewhere. They have Slam. Yeah, so Sleep with the Fishes could still end up being useful later on to them, but yeah, using both of those Whirlwinds definitely does decrease its value. And Stanford played the Skulking Geist this turn, which means there go the Shield Slams that were in hand, or the one that was in hand and the one that was in their deck. So those are Whirlwinds and Shield Slams are all off the table now.
Adaptation gone. Not a big deal for Paladin at all.
No. So yeah, what does Colorado do here?
Well, this late in, you definitely don't want a Dirty Rat because you can pull a lot worse out of hand.
It's a little early for Cold Light Oracle to come out. Plus, I feel like you maybe want to save Cold Light Oracle for use with Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah, it's Hero Power past turn time. First. Probably just because so little cards in hand comparatively, you're not actually going to burn anything from the Paladin. And in this matchup, Fatigue Warrior seems favored to win it because of just the difference, right? I need my cards if I'm Paladin. You want to burn my cards if you're Warrior, and you're built to do that. So you need to make sure that if you're using those Cold Lights, that you're actually burning cards. And if you're not going to be able to do that, you just kind of you Hero Power past turn. Maybe you can, if you're really feeling pressured, you can throw out the Dry Whisker Armors into a board.
Yeah.
But you're trying to at least hold those for value, right? Now that there's 3 there, maybe you throw them down on the board just for like kind of a dead body, something there.
Stanford is seeing that they're getting the board advantage, so they're trying to build it a bit higher so that maybe they can start rushing down a little bit and get a second win condition. I think Colorado was looking at the slam execute just to try and keep that board contained.
But that will be one slam execute combo less to deal with someone like Light Lord.
Yeah.
I like this from Stanford, forcing a little bit more removal to come out of hand. Because what that does is, obviously it forces the usage of those spells, but additionally, if you force something like a Brawl, you're almost taking the entire turn away too, just because it's such an expensive spell. It's not actually in hand, no Brawl in hand at this point, but using any sort of combo with Execute, there's some bigger minions that you're going to have to deal with later on, and you already used those 2 Whirlwinds, so you need something to combo with your only remaining Execute anyway.
So Hydrologist here is another reason why Stanford doesn't care about burning their own adaptation, because they have one Hydrologist that they can use to get another 1-mana spell if they need it for the combo. But Stanford's in a little bit of a rough place because they have a bunch of cards in hand that, like, it seems too early to play the Ragnaros. The Righteous Protectorate's not going to really do much, but they also know that they don't want to keep too many cards in their hand because that's going to become dangerous.
Isn't it almost like a perfect opportunity here for Stanford to use Dirty Rat?
I mean, we can see the hand, so
yeah,
it definitely is.
But even knowing that they are sitting on almost a full hand, they have the coin, and they've been using only spells. Looking at just the deck list, Solar, there's very few minions. If they have any minions in hand, it's going to be a value pull. I think that's a little way too early to throw out Ragnaros. It's not even a full heal.
I think the reason they put out Ragnaros is because Stanford just used the Slam Execute.
Yeah.
And so, or Colorado just used Slam Execute. And so Stanford is hoping that they don't have a way to deal with this 8/8 on the board that can start hitting damage to face.
Fair enough. You mentioned getting another win condition, right? Having the damage on the board is pretty important. So it looks like they're going to actually invest a lot here from Colorado to get rid of that. That's 8 face damage. Not too much of a worry if you're Colorado here, but that was 3 different cards from hand.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
So Stanford knows now that Colorado is probably running pretty low on removal. So they could choose to Uther here, which wouldn't be too bad because then you upgrade your hero power. You have the weapon, which can do 5 damage to the face, and you don't really get the lifesteal advantage from it right now.
Don't really need it either.
You don't really need it.
Yeah.
It's probably better than trying to Burgly Bully right now because you probably have an idea that any spells in Colorado's hand are ones they're holding on to.
This looks pretty good, though. If you're a fan of Stanford, you're feeling pretty good right now. You don't have an overfull hand. You're not going to be burning anything from draws anytime soon unless it's extremely forced from Colorado, just a 1 Cold Light in hand. There are the 2 Dead Man's hands, but those take a while to create the value out of them. So I think Stanford's looking pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, they have a lot of healing. They have forced Colorado to burn a lot of removal. I'm not really sure what Stanford's next moves are, but at this point they can afford to just keep pushing because Colorado doesn't really have any great moves either.
I mean, I think you can go one of 2 ways. You can either start trying to combo out your hero power and force some removal, and you know that 2 Whirlwinds are gone, so you're okay to even like force some of that.
All of the Whirlwinds are gone, even the
yeah, even the weapons. I mean, there's just the 1 Death Rattle right now, but
and
that's a fine draw too.
Stonehill Defender is a pretty good draw there.
Yeah, you just try and get any sort of big body out of it to use your turn 10.
That prevents Colorado from just hitting a 2/2 you drop with the weapon if you want to do that this turn. You can play Burgly Bully behind it if you want to, and make it even harder to remove these cards.
Yeah, I think you start this turn, you just throw out Defender, decide from your options how the rest of your turn wants to play. You mentioned throwing out the Bully behind it. You can do that. I don't think you lead with hero power because if they have the second sleep of fishes, you're gonna make them burn it, but also it kind of is a wasted turn because you're not actually keeping any tempo. So I like the idea to play defender first, try and get a big body, and I think then you just see, well, what are you gonna answer this with? Because I've got tempo on the board with a 5/2 weapon.
And there's a second Tyrion.
Yeah, okay. You either pick that and wait until next turn, which I guess is gonna be. I'd rather see. Yeah, okay. Then they are going to play the bully. I like this. This is okay. This is like the low risk, low reward, totally fine either way play.
Yeah, this would be a good board for Colorado to use their Sleep with the Fishes on, but that's going to give Stanford a coin.
Yeah, it would.
And they just drew the Sleep with Fishes.
That, and you still have to have something more from hand to be able to deal with the bully, because he's still actually going to be on board. And 13 health is pretty dang low. This looks really good for Stanford. They're 38 health to 13 with parts of their combo in hand. Yeah,
Colorado knows they can turn the health around with the Bring It Ons, but they also probably are aware that Stanford, OTK Paladin runs some beefy minions, and so every time you play a Bring It On, you're just making it easier for Stanford.
You are. You're giving them the coins, and you're cheapening the costs for their massive minions. If you play too many spells, you're literally just giving the free OTK over.
Yeah. Looks like they are going to Bring It On.
Ooh. Tasty.
Oh, they're going to double Bring It On. Ooh, we got a 4-mana Tyrion in hand.
That's the all-in strategy. 3 coins now. Now the Cold Light will actually burn cards. Tyrion's burned. Consecration, not too much of a problem. They have a Tyrion in hand. Yeah. Now, of course, Colorado wouldn't know this.
So that was not a bad move from Colorado, trying to see if they could burn anything important from Stanford. It didn't really work out.
No, it's kind of a Hail Mary, right?
Yeah. But they could have burned Beardo.
Could have.
And that could have been pretty bad.
Man.
I wonder why... I feel like if I was Colorado, I would have wanted to play Dead Man's Hand first instead of playing the shield block last.
Why is that? So that you have an extra Cold Light for sure?
Because I think having the Cold Lights and the Bring It Ons still left in your deck is pretty nice for a Fatigue Warrior.
Maybe he's just trying...
you can continually cycle Bring It Ons, like, it doesn't matter if you continually lower the cost of your opponent's minions because...
they'll hit 0 at some point.
Yeah, and you're burning their cards. They'll hit no minions at some point, too.
Yeah, and that was both of them, right? So no more in this game at all. Like I said, kind of a Hail Mary, right? That was an interesting choice.
We got 2 horsemen out.
Trying to stop the ability to burn even more cards because with a bully, always throw those coins into hand. They take up hand space. So trading that in... that's an interesting use of the equality.
Yeah. Stanford doesn't have their Beardo yet, so that's the card that they're worried about burning. One thing that I didn't think about with Colorado playing the Bring It On is they have a chance to lower the cost of Beardo, which makes the OTK that much easier. So that was probably something they were thinking about.
Okay, but without having used Dead Man's Hand yet, that's a very slim deck for Colorado. Playing the Acolyte prior to using the weapon, this seems pretty worrisome. Right, now you're going to shuffle in a copy of that. Oh, okay.
Top deck to execute. That's pretty good.
That's legend level right there. Top decking right here.
Yeah, sorry about the visual bug on top. It's not showing the mana correctly.
Let's see. Top deck, that's not what you want. You know, that doesn't help you at all. In fact, it's almost anti-synergy with the board right now. What do you... okay, so is this where you finally say, fine, Dirty Rat to pull from hand, reduce the possibility of them building a beefier deck with Dead Man's Hand, and you just try and once again flood the board while you're waiting for Beardo and you're trying to save hand space?
I feel like that's that's kind of a safe move for Stanford.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could pull that they'd really be worried about. Harrison Jones is the biggest minion they could pull. They know that there's 2 dirty rats. They probably, if they're reading the deck list right, they know that Colorado has dirty rats in their hand. Looks like our top screen is just, oh, it's not frozen. That's a pretty bad bug on top.
So with 2 horsemen in play, trying to clear the board, what's left here for Colorado? What
is left? What can they do? They can play Scourge Lord. That's not going to have a...
I mean, can they even shuffle win conditions back into their deck? It doesn't seem like it. How do you deal 36 damage to face, even with Fatigue Warrior? You've already used one of your 2 Cold Lights, and all of your armor's gone.
You've used both Bring It On. You still have a Dry Whisker Armorer. I think they still have a shield block, don't they? But neither of those are really impactful armors. They play the Harrison, and then Brawled. I always find the to play a minion before I brawl or not decision to be pretty difficult. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's the entirety of what Colorado has left, right? They could shuffle that back into their deck too.
Yeah.
But to what end, right? Like, what does that actually get you? I think you just have to call it here. There doesn't seem to be a possible way back in this for Colorado at all. They'll fatigue themselves.
Okay, there's their hand. Okay, they played Harrison and destroyed the weapon and drew 3 cards, and that's why they're fatiguing now. That's the part I missed.
Yeah, so, I mean, they could shuffle that back in, but how much does that help? And does it help? It's not even their turn right now, but Beardo's not in hand, so the game's not actually over.
Yeah, they have to Dead Man's Hand here sometime soon.
You mean like 5 turns ago?
Yeah, I really think that they missed the best opportunity to Dead Man's Hand before they played the Bring It Ons. Because none of these things are really going to help them that much.
Man, I mean, this looks really good for Stanford because you said it. This is that one deck that's kind of the hardest to win with.
Yeah.
Is the OTK, but it looks like it just played out well enough. You forced some spells early enough that you're in a position to take this win, even if you don't get your combo, it seems.
Right. All right, so there they go, shuffling 7 cards back into their deck, one of which is Scourge Lord Garrosh. So that weapon that Scourge Lord equips is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not really going to help once Stanford finally does draw that Beardo.
Yeah, and even though it can clear, essentially even up to 3 horsemen, short of the 4, then the problem is you're still taking face damage. You're at 19. You're not worried about fatigue anymore because you shuffled your hand into your deck again. But, I mean, is this just going in a Azov?
There's no way for them to deal the 36 damage, and I think that's just what it comes down to, right? There's no way for Colorado to win because as soon as Stanford draws Beardo, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just where you Nazoth. You can Horseman if you really want to, but you don't even have to at this point. You just Nazoth, pass turn, and, like, go get a slice of pizza or something. The game will just win for you. You could probably rope every turn and still win, right? Like, it seems pretty strong here for Stanford. Man, yeah, I think it's all but over. Nice positioning there with the Horseman. Can't get hit by the weapon right now.
They could keep playing Dirty Rat every turn until they pull Beardo.
and somehow clear it behind Divine Shield taunt minions without her whirlwinds. All right, Brawl.
They have their hero power.
Yeah,
which is a whirlwind, and they have Sleep with the Fishes. But at this point, I feel like they know that, like Stanford has 2 coins left. They're just waiting for Beardo.
That's it, and that's all you really need. And even if Beardo gets played and you don't, for whatever reason, you don't have the combo, which I can't imagine a situation, you can get away the Beardo. Kind of have an insurance policy on it. This is a nail biter. I mean, I'm just wondering what will happen next.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing left here for Colorado is to hope and pray that somehow they can magically burn Beardo, but I just don't see it happening. You have to have more than just the one Cold Light in hand.
They could draw a second Cold Light.
Well, they already used the one before they did Dead Man's, so they have the one in hand. There's one more in the deck, I believe. Yeah. But you'd have to draw it. Dead Man's draw it.
It looks like they're trying to, if they play the Cold Light, there is a pretty good chance they'll draw another Cold Light.
And they did.
There it is.
Okay, so it's possible
that they could burn Beardo.
Oh, man. Yeah, you shuffle it back in first because you want to be able to draw more Cold Lights. If you don't, you messed up. You done messed up, Ron. Okay, so Dead Man's still got 5 mana. You can Cold Light and then Dirty Rat, or do you not want a Dirty Rat because you don't want hand space?
You don't want a Dirty Rat because
they're not mana for it. But now you've maxed their hand, and you're praying. If you're Colorado, you're praying that this top deck is Beardo.
Oh, there it is.
What the? Beardo gets burned. Okay, now it's just the other win condition that is still really there for Stanford, which is just the health, right? 19 health, that's it. There are no more bring it ons for Colorado.
That was a good play by Colorado.
Yeah, it was. I called it a Hail Mary earlier. That was what?
What?
You can win? Are you for real? That is crazy.
Stanford concedes. And Colorado took that. We called it 2 turns ago. We called it wrong.
Okay.
Congratulations to Colorado taking game 1.
That was an interesting game.
Fatigue Warrior wins this one.
That means that if Stanford wants it, the whole match, they have to win with OTK.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to concede when they have 19 health and no more armor buffs, that's weird to me. That seems tilted.
And they had, let me see, so the OTK Paladin, they had Sunkeeper in hand, but they had already played most of their small minions, right?
Yes, and had already played N'Zoth.
Yes. Dirty, I think they were out of Dirty. I don't remember what was still left in their hand, but I know they'd played both Stonehill Defenders. They had 2 Pyromancers, I think, in their hand, and maybe a Plated Beetle.
1 Plated Beetle.
Their Loot Hoarders were gone, I think.
Yep. There might have been one in the deck still, but I know that there was one that was gone.
It probably was going to be pretty hard for them to do that last amount of damage.
It might have taken a while, but I mean, what's
left?
I think
they still could have.
Yeah, like it would take a while.
But they did know that the warrior had Dry Whisker armor, which was getting them more damage. They also had Scourge Lord, which was giving them some more armor if they wanted to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's pretty close.
It was pretty close.
Maybe that's just like impatience more than tilt.
Good job to Stanford.
I mean, what a crazy game. It was really back and forth. It looked uncertain for a long time, and then we called it the wrong way.
Yeah. So congratulations to Colorado. But yeah, we're going to get ready to go into the next game pretty soon here. What do they pick next? Colorado won with Fatigue Warrior, so they have Control, Warlock, and Spell Hunter left.
I think you just go with Control. Control should do totally fine against OTK if he's playing it again. You might struggle with Control Lock into Tempo Secret because you'll just get tempoed out.
Right.
But you're going to have to play it at some point because you got to win with it. So
yeah. So it looks like here we go into game now. Stanford pulling out their Cube Lock this time.
That's good.
And Colorado Spell Hunter.
Like a mid-range, weird Halloween version of Spell Hunter. It's like we're playing dress up as Spell Hunter, but not necessarily Spell Hunter.
I think that it's not that uncommon that Spell Hunters have started cutting those cards now. It just feels weird to me that you're playing Spell Hunter without the spell-only cards.
Yeah.
But it's just, I guess it's just a... Blizzard knew what they were talking about when they said Spell Hunter is going to be a good deck. You don't even need these cards.
Not even necessary.
Okay, so Stanford opting to keep both of their possessed lackeys. Unfortunately, drawing N'Zoth. Mountain Giant, I think, is a pretty good card to have right now, though. Because you've got 2 possessed lackeys and N'Zoth in
Can't play those
coin
anytime soon.
Yeah. Mountain Giant is probably going to be a turn 4 Mountain Giant.
Yeah.
Cobalt Librarian's a pretty good card because it doesn't lower your card count here.
No. I don't know if you just throw it right out, though.
Yeah. They could consider saving it for later. I think that Stanford's pretty favored in this matchup. The Spell Hunter is not really running anything that can deal with Q-Block's threats.
No, I mean, that's not a wave clear deck at all.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado's only hope of getting a major advantage in this game, especially in the next few turns, is if they manage to drop Barnes.
Or just like flood the board, right? If you're Colorado and you flood the board and you are happening to be lucky where Stanford doesn't have any Hellfire in hand, they're actually really lacking in board control spells. If you flood the board, it's risky, but that seems to be a way in it, a way to really threaten this game. But I agree with you. I think Stanford is favored, and they're in a pretty comfortable position based on what they have in hand.
Yeah. Throwing out the mixtures now is a good idea here. You still have got the right number of cards to get that turn 4 Mountain Giant. But they have both lackeys. They have Prince Taladrom. They haven't drawn any of their demons yet, which is what you want when you have both lackeys. But yeah, Colorado, I think, is aware that bursting down face is their win condition right now.
Yeah.
Getting as much face damage as you can before Stanford gets a Void Lord on the board.
So what, you just distract with Mountain Giant here, right? You just throw it on the board, make them waste a turn not hitting your face.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why you would. I mean, the Amethyst Spellstone is good. The Lesser Amethyst Spellstone is probably what you'd want here. That would take out 4 of Colorado's damage and heal you for 3. But I feel like Mountain Giant is going to just be able to deal with threats over the next few turns.
Yeah.
Colorado, in case you didn't notice, draw Yasharaj, so that is off the table.
Or Barnes.
Oh, they're going to coin Possessed Lackey out here.
That's one way to go
yeah,
about it. But you just don't have any board presence if you're not actually pulling out a taunt, right? So this is worrisome. If that pulls out, say, if that pulls out
the Lackey?
Yeah.
It can either pull out Void Lord or Doomguard.
Yeah, it can't pull out what's in hand, does. But like if it pulls out a Doomguard, then Colorado can just deal with it right away.
Yeah, they do have the Hunter's Mark and the Arcane Shot, but I mean, if at this point Stanford just wants to probably
you have to heal. You have to heal. There's not lethal in hand, but
Stanford can afford to use a Spellstone and to kill this Mistress of Mixtures and run that Lackey into one of these minions, and so that's going to heal for 7 or 9 and get them either a taunt or a charge to finish off this board. So
that's good.
They're going to wipe the board here, heal up to 20.
Wait, why would you?
Oh, wait, you don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to attack. You just run the Mistress into the 2/4 and use Defile.
You could do that. I want to say that they would want to save the Defile now.
Really? I thought that leaves Doomguard at 5/4, meaning you have to use a spell from hand to clear it.
But if they just run it into this, then I'll leave it at 5/5.
Still have to use a spell. Now you have to file. You have a better board at this point.
Yeah.
That's correct. You just have no face damage. Which isn't a problem at all for Warlock.
Tracking, flanking strike, wandering monster, or another tracking. Wandering monster might be... They could go for the flanking strike so they could take out the 5/5 this turn. And get a 3/3 on the board. Wandering monster is going to prevent 5 damage to the face.
Minimum.
And Colorado's at how
full.
much? They're full still.
Yeah.
So they can kind of afford to do that. They have the Spellstone in hand, so they're probably thinking a secret right about now would be pretty nice.
Yep.
And with Hunter's Mark Arcane Shot, they can take out either of these minions.
It's just so awkward having 2 arcane shots in hand.
They went with the flanking strike.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way you clear the board, right?
Okay, with
flanking strike plus... Wait. Really? Okay. Interesting.
They really want to push that face damage, I guess. That should be what they're saving the arcane shots for.
For lethal.
For lethal.
All right. I mean, that's one way to do it.
That might be the only way to do it.
Well, it's just kind of awkward because if they happen to have any sort of taunts anytime soon, then all you have is spell damage for face. And what's left in the deck for spell damage? Just those? Kill commands.
Kill commands. And Stanford just has so many answers. Like, they can continue to use this Doomguard to clear whatever you put on the board.
Okay, but now, Hero Power, Arcane Shot. You've got... Yeah, all you need now is to top deck 1 kill command, and that's lethal.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary if you're Stanford. You need some sort of lifesteal. That's why he's upping the hand with this.
They have 9 heal in hand.
Gotta use it.
Can that can only be used on a minion though, right?
You can use it on your own.
Yeah,
Death
you
Rattle,
can. So I mean, using it on the 2/2 is not a bad choice here. We got another mountain giant.
You don't need a beefy board right now. You just need to kind of level out the playing field, right? You don't want yourself to be in range. So I think the smartest play here is you can play your 3-drop, copy the Death Rattle, and then play the Amethyst so that you can actually heal, and then you probably pull Taunt from your deck off of it. Obviously, you hit face first before sacrificing your minion, but...
Okay, they're gonna hit into face. And
what's gonna come from the deck?
What are we gonna do? We're gonna Spellstone. We're gonna Mountain Giant.
You've got a Spellstone.
They keep mousing over top.
Way too risky. Yeah, so you copy it.
Okay.
Then you Spellstone it, and hopefully pull a Taunt too, just in case there's charge in hand. That's what you're trying to mitigate. There you go.
Do they have charge?
No. Well, no, then they don't.
Well,
you could.
They have Eagle Horn Bow. That's basically charge, right?
You could get charge too out of Animal Companion. They only play
That's true. They do also have Animal Companion.
And that's pretty scary if you're sitting at less than 20 health.
Hunters mark this 3/9. I don't really know what good that does you. Because, I mean, you kill that, you're just going to get 3/1.
Yeah.
3s.
Doesn't help you much.
Yeah, I think Stanford just has too many options here, and Colorado doesn't really have a good way to keep up with it.
Yeah, I think you can just Mountain Giant. That's all you really have to do. I'm not even sure there's a like if you had double kill command, double arcane shot, and top deck a beast here. Like say you get Animal Companion.
Yeah.
1, there's not enough mana to play all of that, and 2, I don't even think it would do 13 damage because you'd have to get through taunts anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no combination.
I think Stanford's best move here is to start setting up like hit face, cube your Doom Guard so that you can start getting ready to get double Doom Guards later. don't know why they're hovering the cube before they attack.
Awkward? Awkward?
Oh, it's because Colorado has a secret. Colorado played a secret.
The note on it being pulled away.
Yeah. But not attacking with anything. Like, why wouldn't you attack with the 3/3? What secret could they have played? They have one monster. They have explosive trap. Oh, so they have cat trick. Did they get it off Discover? I thought they drew that one.
It was tracking, if I remember correctly.
Well, tracking's not even Discover. Tracking is from your deck.
Right, from your deck. So they can't be certain.
So it's got to be cat trick, explosive trap, or wandering monster. And if it's explosive trap, you would want to cube before you attacked. But why wouldn't you attack with the other minions?
Because the Doomguard was damaged enough, he would die to explosive. Because explosive.
I know, but if you play the cube first,
then you just attack with something else.
And then,
but he didn't.
Yeah, why wouldn't he attack into
BM?
Question mark. I don't know.
BM when you're at 7 health feels bad, man. You're in trouble right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Still waiting on the kill commands. That's pretty bad news. Gul'dan's pretty dang low right now. Wait, hit the face first. I think he just doesn't know what the actual secret could be.
He must think that there's a possibility that it's
freezing
trap. That's the only thing
somehow,
I can think of.
Magically.
He's just not. What is he going to attack into it if it's not any of these?
I actually don't know. You have to attack at some point. Maybe there's an immunity bug. I'm just joking. But you have not long to live. Barnes is going to pull out what?
He's probably afraid of explosive trap hitting his face.
He feels so, like, really, really low?
Yeah. He's worried about getting into lethal.
Yeah, so he plays Gul'dan here, and then he feels like he's fine to attack, which is odd because you actually don't have that much more health. You're just at 13, and you were at that, like, also, 2 turns ago.
Yeah, Gul'dan's only going to pull one Doomguard, right?
Yeah, just the one. And, nope, he's got the Void Lord right there. Yeah, just the Doomguard.
So you'd want to attack with the Void Lord first, and then play Gul'dan.
So that if it is explosive, you get a free one.
Yeah.
Or you could just not attack again.
I guess suppose so, yes. Alright, we're going to play Gul'dan.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It's like, if you're thinking it's explosive all along... Okay, well, there's the concede.
All right, Colorado knows that they're not going to be able to pull this out, especially with the Stanford getting their hero power there. That was their win condition, right?
Lifesteal.
The lifesteal hero power. So Stanford going to take game 2 with control. Wait.
Cube lock.
Cube lock.
It is a control deck.
Yes.
So it's
Colorado
1-1.
has control warlock. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
So it is 1-1. We have some interesting decks left.
Yeah, we do. It is the Control Warlock.
The Control Warlock and the
for
Spell
Colorado.
Hunter.
The Spell Hunter has to play either this next game or if they win.
And Tempo Mage, I think, is a difficult matchup for both of these decks.
Tempo Mage, I think it does not too well against the mid-range Spell Hunter.
Yeah, I think that's probably where they have the
way
best
too
bet.
many. Yeah, so the way too many cheap spells that Hunter has will just mess with Tempo Secret, and then Control Warlock might not stay healthy enough against the Tempo.
Looks like we're going to see Spell Hunter against OTK Paladin for game 3.
Yeah. This one could be pretty good for Colorado. They had kind of an awkward draw, an awkward first hand last game, but they should be okay. Okay, so Candle Shot in hand's pretty good.
Decent, yeah. They don't have any secrets, which is what they really want with that Spellstone. But Stanford also they have Call to Arms. There's a secret. So Colorado's hand's looking pretty good. Stanford is looking decent just because being able to play Call of Arms on turn 4 is always good, especially if you can pull Dirty Rats.
Cat Trick. It's a nice top deck.
There's a Plated Beetle. So let's see. Call to Arms is going to pull 3 cards out of their deck. The options are 2 Wild Pyromancers, 2 Loot Hoarders, 1 Hydrologist, and 2 Dirty Rats.
That seems pretty strong. If you could flood the board against the Hunter, you're going to force him to use some of his damaging spells that he wants to hold on to face if he wants to try and control the board. Unless one more Secret gets top decked, and then turn 5, you're fine to just fill it with Wolves, right? But that's not a sure thing.
Colorado just played a Secret. So I think Stanford's thinking about whether they want to Rallying Blade and then maybe try to use Rallying Blade to trigger the Secret, I think. Because if it's a Wandering Monster, then using the Rallying Blade on it's going to be better than using the Plated Beetle on it.
Don't you have to attack first with the Beetle, right?
What do you mean, why?
Just to scout out the Secret? Because if it's
that's
explosive, then...
choosing not to attack again. I'm saying if it's Wandering Monster, then Stanford would want to hit face with the weapon.
Yeah.
But for some reason they chose not to last turn.
Beardo in hand, though. Just keeping that in mind.
Yeah.
That's good news. It's got to feel good to have Beardo actually come through.
Okay, so Stanford knows that they don't have an explosive trap now.
Should know. But they should
but
know
they
that
should
from
also
the deck
know,
list.
They should know that that they have a cat trick now.
Okay, so cat tricks on the board. Now that Spellstone is huge.
Yeah.
Do you just go straight face here? Candle Shot can help you clear out some things, but maybe you just go for Barnes and you're trying to get Yasharaj.
Yasharaj is the only option. You play Barnes
left.
here. Barnes, they top decked Barnes. If they play Barnes, they get a 3/4, a 1/1, and a 10/10.
Might as well. If you want.
I don't think any reason why you wouldn't want that on this board. Actually,
EQ
I
combo.
can. Equality.
Yeah, I was going to say, EQ into Consecrate. It's turn 6. It's not there.
Oh, they went for it.
You have to clear out the Pyros, though.
Oh, that looks... Colorado seeing their lovely...
No. There's Pyros on the board.
They're betting that they just don't have the equality. Because
but there's 2
Barnes
in the deck
on
list.
4 is just too good of a thing to pass up. But
oh, jeez.
it's gonna cost them because they do have equality in hand.
That's gotta hurt. Colorado, man. That's gotta hurt so bad.
Oh.
1 card. And you just clear out all of that value. Feels bad, man.
I know, they could have used the flanking strike and...
Well, it could be elaborate baits, too. I mean, because now they get 4 3/3s. That's actually more damage on board, right? Slightly less.
Slightly less.
By like 2 or something.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
true.
going to do the math.
They don't have the equality to deal with that now. That's for sure.
Unless they magically had both of their equalities in their starting hand, that would be insane.
But now they don't have any Pyromancers left. They've pulled both of them on that Call to Arms. They do still have... what's the other card? Consecration. They can do Equality Consecration. But,
Adapt the minion for 3 attack and just try and hit
here?
face. But this is suiciding your bully. You don't have any coins. This doesn't look like good news. Why wouldn't you actually take the bonus health? If you're going to trade there, why not keep it on board? Stanford is confusing me.
They really wanted to get rid of one of those wolves, and that was the only thing that let them. And now Colorado's playing spells.
What the? Okay. Officially. I'm not a Hearthstone genius, but I can tell you right now, I'm confused. They're either playing 5D Hearthstone chess,
I guess,
or I am just.
I guess that Colorado is just more concerned about having damage on board, which the Burgly Bully can take out, and just trying to kill Stanford before there's any chance they can get the combo off.
I guess. I mean, that's kind of how you have to go. With the Hunter deck, you have to try and burst down Paladin before he gets his combo, and you kind of already baited out some good components, right? This is a quality from hand if he wants to go for it, but you're going to have to play Light Lord. The interesting thing is, if Hunter is trying to burst down the Paladin, they have to flood the board. They've used almost everything that actually does that, right? Because Unleash doesn't give you anything unless you're playing into a flood board.
Now Stanford has to take out this,
which is Kill Command.
They have to use Kill Command to take out Light Lord because they can't just let it continue healing and dealing damage.
I mean, you have to Kill Command. If you don't Kill Command, then you're saying my Kill Command is worth 3 damage rather than 5. In some weird roundabout math way, and saying I don't actually care about your Ragnaros after this too, because it's going to heal your face for 8, unless you hit it and you hope that it heals itself. But if you'd let it live, then it's called Light Lord for a reason. It's just going to live forever. It's like, what is the plan here for Colorado? If you attack I can't.
Okay, they did the 1 damage to the Ragnaros, so they're betting on the 50-50 chance that Rag will heal itself.
That's fine, but now you're reducing your game to a 50-50. When you already burned an equality from them before, you should feel confident in just playing the board state. Rather than reducing it to a 50-50. Because now, what are your win conditions if Ragnaros heals face?
Gosh. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
This
That's
is pretty.
why I'm
Yeah,
asking.
There's some rough decisions, and I think that a lot of these decisions you can see the reasoning behind them, but there's just
maybe you can.
So many other things to consider.
Oh, outplayed. Equality means you got 100% heal to face. You get an extra Tyrion.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like Colorado just presses escape and clicks the middle of their screen. Bonus Tyrion.
Looking at Colorado's deck list.
Yeah, I mean, what's left?
They have Rexar. Rexar's always fun.
If you live that long, how do you deal with this board state? You can clear with just the board right now. And you could even just throw Explosive and pass turn if you want to be cheeky. Oh, okay. That's a nice top deck.
That is a nice top deck.
Okay. Win condition found. But now you're going to have some crazy RNG happen and go your way.
Yeah.
Do you play your secret?
Oop, there's Uther.
Uther 4 turn 9.
It's too bad Stanford threw away one of their coins.
Yeah. They're going to have to
their
find
adaptation.
What they have to find a Forbidden Healing now.
All right, what are we going to combine here?
I think you go Hatchling. Or actually, no, you go Rat Pack.
Rat Pack.
Yeah, Rat Pack, because you're always going to get more damage. Okay, so Rat Pack, and I want to see, like... oh, Poison's pretty good.
Yeah.
Taunt.
You can't see what they picked the first one, but we'll see it when they reaches their hand.
Why wouldn't you go Rat Pack? What would you go if you didn't?
I don't know, Hydra, because you just...
need damage, but then it takes your whole next turn.
It's true. Yep, alright.
Beast.
So it looks like a poison Rat Pack, so that seems pretty nice. We're going with the Uther,
Life steal 2, right?
Yeah, they're just gonna keep healing.
Why not? Just keep healing. Just keep healing. Just keep healing, healing, healing. Okay, what do? You heal. Now what do you do if you're Colorado? Do you roll for a zombie first and try and get, like, something even tankier, something healthier?
Yeah, if you play the zombies, then you're basically going to guarantee that Stanford is going to hit into it. You're going to get 4 rats out of it, I guess.
Is it only 4?
Yeah,
it's only 4.
Well, actually, it might only be 3.
3,
yeah.
4. 3 attacks, so that's
5
not
mana,
much.
3 attack. It summons 3 1/1s. Hover, pretty good.
Charge, pretty good. This is worrisome.
Yeah, I don't know how Colorado rather can get enough damage to.
Well, they have infinite value if they can just stay alive.
Yeah.
And like maintain.
Yeah, they can pull some big minions out of their hero power.
Basically, you just have to keep rolling taunt, I think, is what you have to have happen. Keep rolling taunt and have, like, Unleash as your backup plan to try and clear the board if things get too scary. Because, I mean, like, Unleash is the perfect answer to the slow build of Horsemen. The combo's not quite there for Stanford. They need a little bit more to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, Stanford needs another coin. And another spell on top of that. And they've already used their adaptation. They haven't seen their forbidden healing.
This is okay. Take out the poison. Now he has to deal with it. Probably just plays Explosive Trap on top of it. Unless you really think you just Unleash. Like, I don't know.
He can take out Tyrion with just the stuff he has on board.
Yep.
Ooh, Arthas is always fun, but it's kind of expensive for the stats.
It is, but I don't think you actually worry too much. I think you take Arthas here anyway.
You definitely don't take Mukla.
No, that's literally inting. And Hunger Crab is worthless here.
Yeah, well, it's got the stats.
Some, but
yeah.
Is it really? I guess he went for it. At least that's what it looked like with the hover over. I think you go for taunt here. Definitely.
Yeah, I think
charge doesn't really help you, does it? I mean, actually it could. That's a really cheap minion that actually clears out. If you're clearing the board, this could take your whole board and leave you with a 2/1, right? Leaves you with a 2/1, and he has the 5/3 weapon. That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, it looks like he went with the taunt. He went crab taunt. So that's a 3/8 taunt.
Yeah, Colorado's
Not
got
bad.
crabs. Destroy Murloc. No Murloc to destroy. But that's...
Could have waited for Hydrologist.
Could have. Could have. I like that.
Consecration. All right.
Doesn't clear.
No, Stonehill Defender.
Tyrion?
Discovering a new...
Question mark? No.
Ah, Silverback
Unlucky.
Patriarch.
Discount Tyrion.
He's
slap
already
you in the
dead.
face instead of hit you with them. Another Tyrion, though, is always okay.
Yeah, especially when you haven't drawn N'Zoth yet.
Fen, Creeper, really good stat line.
Yeah, hardest to deal with.
Okay, so actually, this is really scary now if you're Colorado, because those are a lot of taunt stats. He's got 2 and Beardo in hand. There's win condition in hand right now. You need something that will help you get through these taunts. I'm not seeing it.
This is not it.
I'm not seeing it.
I guess you could try for Battlecry Adapt and then hope you get charged.
You can't get charge out of Adapt. Can you?
No, I mean you could. I meant for the second
Oh,
one.
yeah. And
try to
like,
get Poison
Wind
Charge
Fury?
or something like that.
Nope, doesn't come through. That looks like it's it, right? Taunt poisonous, you don't have to attack at all. Yeah.
He can use Arcane Shot.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And he can play Poison Trap. I think this is a smart time to play Poison Trap. Or not, sorry, Explosive Trap.
I mean, you don't have to attack at all, though, if you're Stanford. You don't have to.
You don't have to, no.
You never do. But now with poison, okay, that buys him another turn. If you didn't have arcane shot, you're done. So what do they go for?
Oh wait, there's the hydrologist.
It is. Is that a game?
Can they win?
No, it's too expensive. 1 mana short.
3, 4, 6. No, because they have the coin. Oh, but they need 1 more mana to play the hydrologist spell. Yep. You're right.
Unlucky. Feels bad, man. Hydrologist. Too bad it wasn't there. That would have been a bigger taunt minion for Colorado. The OTK, not quite the OTK.
This looks like a pretty nice time to play Consecration. You hit the 2/3 with the weapon. It summons a 3/2. You consecrate.
Kodo's really.
Do they risk hitting face? I think not.
No need. None need at all.
No need at all.
Unless you want to hero power first and then you hit face and then you hit concede. More zombies. Right. Okay, this is Arfis again.
Still it's warmer.
Doggo just wants to come out.
Stealth Arfis.
Clean.
9 mana Stealth Arfis.
That's a little expensive.
You can't even play that this turn. Bloodfin Raptor, I think, is the right choice there.
Damage. Okay, Wandering Monster, even though it doesn't help you. Is this the concede?
Yep. Well, they don't know that they have Beardo in hand. But that is game.
Even without, like, what are you hoping for? That they attack you?
Yeah.
Coin. Freelo. And we're going to see the animation here. Solar. Here it comes. Dun da da.
Whoosh.
They gave you a shower.
I know, it's a little underwhelming.
It is. The OTK Paladin.
All right.
Use a Super Soaker 9000.
Congratulations to Stanford University for taking game 3, the second win for them.
Yeah.
It's 2-0 now.
2-1.
That's what I meant. Wow. The words in my head are not coming out of my mouth.
Hey, man, the cards in the decks aren't coming out into the hands so far.
They won with the OTK Paladin, which means the only thing they have left is Tempo Secret Mage.
Yep, they're going to have to win with that, and it's going to have to probably be against... No, they're going to go with the Warrior once again. I think
Spell
that's...
Hunter.
Oh, excuse me. See? We
It's
each
not
get one,
me.
right? Yeah. I think this is okay. You definitely don't play the Warlock here.
Yeah.
You're going to have to if you win, but you have a better bet, I think, with the Hunter. So that's a decent-looking hand, too, actually. You want to roll some of these out of hand, though.
Candleshot Grievous Bite can deal with a lot of Tempo Mage's early minions.
These are like
Arcanologist and Medea's Valet.
Do you actually want to keep any of this?
Cabal Lackey.
Just Glyph, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Just Glyph.
Huh. I don't know when it's hard to know when to play Counterspell against a Spell Hunter.
Yeah. I mean, it is a counter spell. It's going to counter a spell, but that's that's about as far as you can count on it, right?
Yeah.
It's going to counter something.
Colorado, Spell Hunter is going to have a lot of answers to that.
I think if you're trying to snipe something out, you hold it till turn 4, you play it on turn 4, so that it's their turn 5, and maybe you stop the wolves, but
yeah,
that's like pretty far in advance.
Yeah, I think that's
you don't
the best
coin
use.
out anything here, right? You just
no,
pass.
Definitely not.
Okay. Flanking Strike in hand, Grievous Bite in hand, Candle Shot on board. Cat Trick, play it, right?
Yeah.
There's coin. It is a mage. Do you think they'll play a spell anytime soon? I think the answer is yes.
You get a cat as soon as possible.
Yeah. You want to be pushing that face damage as soon as you can.
Stanford's got to be a lot of decisions here, because they're probably thinking they could coin mage, counterspell, get a lot of value, get a good mage on board. They did just play a secret. It could be cat trick. That would just the cat would take out your Kirin Tor mage. We'd be back to step 1.
Cat's out of the bag. I think
there's not really any other.
It's way greedy to do this play. The coin into Kirin into counter is basically, I want to coin counterspell.
Yeah.
That's it. And you're a turn early at this point, right? Like, what is it going to counter? If it counters Animal Companion, you say, whew, all right, we're good. I didn't waste it. Yeah. But otherwise, it's like, what? He could have an arcane shot and be like, here you go. And then it feels real bad because you literally wasted your coin.
It's just dawned on me how useless Explosive Runes is in this deck.
Well, in this matchup, absolutely.
Against Colorado.
It does pretty much nothing.
I guess in the late game when he's playing Zombies.
Then it'll hit the face.
Yeah.
That's about it. If it gets to late game.
You could kill a pretty nice Zombies with that Explosive Runes.
Yeah, this is where you wish you were running. I wish you remember the name of the card, but the one that gets like +2/+2. Ethereal something. It's a mage card that gets +2/+2 if you have a secret in play.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not part of standard anyway, but
I think it is.
Is it?
It doesn't see a lot of play.
It's just a classic card.
I'm not sure.
That would be OP though, because they can't even proc it, right? They can't proc Explosive Runes until they have hero card.
So Colorado made a pretty good play here. They opted to throw out the Grievous Bite, because if it was a counterspell, that's a spell you can afford losing. If it's not a counterspell, then that's a pretty easy kill on this Kirin Mage. It was a counterspell, so they lost that card, and then they decided to just go face and let the mage decide what to do with this cat.
What do you trade an Arcane Intellect, or do you Apprentice Frostbolt hit face?
I think Apprentice Frostbolt face is not a bad play here.
It's a little bit more pressure, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I like this. I like
Keeps
this better.
some nice tempo. It kind of makes the Apprentice a bigger target than the Kirin Mage.
You say that.
I say that, but deciding to keep as much value as possible. But this is going to enable them to 2-mana Arcane Intellect, and if they draw a secret, they'll be able to use that for 2 mana as well.
That's pretty good. I mean, I guess Colorado was thinking there's no real, 5-cost spell that somehow becomes now broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arcane could draw a secret, would likely draw a secret. Oh, 9-mana Pyroblast. Could be even 8 mana if you play the Apprentice. All right, so
pre-nerf Pyroblast.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Candle Shot still got the 1 durability left. Yeah. Can take out one of them.
Yeah, they could hit face with this. If they did that, they know that Candle Shot would take it out, or they could kill the minion. And I think that's what they're going to do.
That's smarter. I think you trade there every time.
Yeah. But there's the bow.
This seems curious to me. Why are you worried about clearing it that much? If you're not actually developing the board. Because, there's no 6-mana spell that now somehow becomes broken. Huh. Curious. Well, you can develop a little bit now.
Stanford has a little bit of a pretty awkward turn. Pretty awkward hand, rather.
Yeah. No secrets.
Spellbreaker, I think, is a decent. There's nothing really that Spellbreaker could hit.
Not until late game.
Until late game.
And you don't hold it in hand for that long. You need it on board. You either hit it, you either have now tempo because you have the board control, or you force out spells like this, and maybe even the last durability here from Eagle Hornbow. I think you do. I think you...
Yeah, take out the 4/3.
Yeah, you have to. There's no wave clear.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
Ooh, that's nice top deck.
That is a great top deck.
That's perfect.
That's the card you want to play. Nothing else is going to get you the value.
Trade, play the weapon, pass. Now you're sitting pretty.
Now this is the one deck from Colorado that is not running weapon tech.
Yeah, awkwardly enough. So you're not actually going to get rid of that. But I think you just push for face. Actually, this looks really good for Colorado.
Yeah.
Down to 15, even less than, right? So if you've got him this low, Oh, man.
Yeah, Stanford's got to start dealing with this board, and they have all their burn spells in hand, but that's not what you want to spend it on, right?
No, not at all. Actually, I think this will bring us. I mean, this is the Hail Mary, right? Glyph
into
give me
Fire Flame Strike.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way about it. I was going to say, hopefully you get, like, Ice Block, Ice Barrier. Ice Barrier could do it.
Yeah, Ice Barriers. Ooh, Dragon
Fury might work. What's left in the deck? It's not Pyro. There is one more Fire Lands.
There's a Frostbolt, a Primordial Glyph.
That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it.
But everything else is going to be 3 damage or more. There's still plenty of secrets, so they might not clear the...
Okay, he's going to try for it.
But yeah, we could get a Firelands.
This is where you get a Frostbolt and then hit that escape key.
Actually, Firelands or a secret
Legend?
are your only options.
It's Legend. It's Legend. Ladies and gentlemen, that's true
Ping.
Hearthstone Legend play.
They managed to hold on to the fireballs. They have a lot of damage in hand.
That was game-winning, game-turning, really, for Stanford. Like, Hunter's Marks ain't going to help you much.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Okay, you do have to kind of, like, make a huge tempo push here, right? I think you have to Mono Worm, and I don't think you Firelands. I think you Mono Worm, Primordial.
At the end of this turn, Alaneth is going to burn anything you don't play.
He doesn't have to, right? You can... Oh, yeah, that's true.
He has to play 4 minions or he'll
less.
burn a card.
Okay, so you play...
And he can do that.
Mana Worm, Primordial into a cheap spell that you just throw at something.
Yeah.
Cabal. Hopefully... Oh, that would be really good if you got a secret out of it.
Yeah.
That would be perfect, because then you actually don't burn cards.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Legend. I want to see it. Mana Worm, Primordial into a secret. Secret for 1 mana. Super cheap Cabal.
Alternatively, you don't worry about burning spells, and you just fireball the face.
Alternatively. But that's like rank 1, rank 2, not Legend.
Firelands into the face.
That's Legend. Right there. 3/6 taunt, Death Rattle taunt. Explosive Runes burn. Whoa, Stanford is top tier Legend. I'm talking rank 1 Legend. March 2018. Right here. Stanford's team. Holy.
We're just going to burn our Explosive Runes right now.
Why not? That was clean.
I don't need this card. I'd rather get the 3/6 taunt on board.
He like tossed that at Rexar's face. You know, like throwing playing cards. It's like, here, take this one. Pew, pew. How's that for damage to face? Ain't gonna be there. Okay, Hunter's Mark will help you with that. 6 health.
Stanford's getting
face.
super low.
Ooh, 5 health face. Okay, so kill command? Question mark?
Oh, there's that. that could have been really nice for them.
Yeah.
They could counter. This is not a bad time to counterspell.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah,
you have to counterspell, hero power, clear, and then play as much as you can on board.
Yeah, we're gonna lackey, counterspell,
free counterspell.
We're gonna valet.
Valet to help you just clear the board. Valet, hero power, Arcanologist, maybe? No, you don't want Arcanologist because you're just pulling cards.
You could Crystal Runner. I think there's no reason not to Crystal Runner.
Yeah. Valet, ping, Crystal Runner.
Primordial, Glyph.
Do you?
Actually, probably. They have enough mana to do
it all?
Do it all.
Okay, so you're hoping for Ice Block.
Huh.
Running out of time.
Now I don't understand what they're doing. Oh, they're pushing damage to face. They're trying to get within win condition, and that is going to put them under 10 health, and next turn they have Pyroblast.
Okay. All right.
That was way better than what we were thinking.
Is it, though? Is it? Is it,
though? Oh, that's lethal.
Is it, though? Suppose one way or the other that would.
Yeah, I mean, they would have lost anyways.
Legend falls. Even rank 1s can lose. That's what we found out today. Colorado takes the win. That's going to be Spellhunter taking it. Now they just have to win with control.
5. We're in Game 5.
Man, this is exciting, Solar.
Yes. One of the things that I keep bringing up over and over again is this has been such an amazing PACG tournament because we always go to Game 5.
Yeah.
We've only seen one matchup so far where we haven't gone to Game 5.
Close games. Control Warlock has to beat Temple Storm for Colorado.
Yeah, so this is...
I said Tempo Storm. Tempo Secret.
So, this is, I think, a little rough for Colorado. They don't have a lot of... Their win condition is Rin.
Yeah.
Right? Is holding out until they can play Rin.
You have to remain over 10 health healthy up until that point. Though.
Yeah.
Which is...
And Stanford just has so much damage that doesn't care about taunts, doesn't care about your lackeys and everything.
Gul'dan in hand. That's not good.
It's not good right now.
It's not great.
But that Gul'dan hero power is what's going to keep Colorado alive.
If you make it a turn 10.
If you make it that far.
Yeah, I mean, you could say, no, it's great to have it in hand. That means I'm one card closer to Rin. It's like, all right, man. That is some expert level optimism right there. Okay, drawing secrets, explosive runes in this matchup, actually very good.
Yeah. Well, it can be. You can also, play it right into Possessed Lackey, which does 4 damage to face, which is good, but also draws them a big old taunt.
Okay, here's my prediction. One of those 2 explosive runes, now I'm going to say the left one, will be lethal.
Lethal?
Lethal in 8 turns.
Okay.
All right, that's my prediction.
That's kind of bold.
It's bold, but that's how I like it. Okay, so you can't play anything. Do you hero power? I think you can. You're healthy enough. You actually have a lackey, so you know that you're going to play it next turn. You're not really fishing for something, so that at least gives you an excuse not to hero powers. You know what your turn 5 is already.
Yeah. Look at Stanford's hand, though. 2 fireballs, explosive runes, and pyroblast. They have lethal in hand once they reach low.
Yeah.
Once they reach 10.
There you go. But then my prediction would fall out, and I would be sad.
Yeah. Colorado does have Dark Pact, which is good for them.
Yes. That means you know what your next 2 turns kind of look like, right? Okay, so Colorado has the way that their hand looks to me right now is if you're like an author and you're hoping to write a novel, then you've got your whole plan in front of you, but you actually have to now write the book, right? So they've got the plan, they've got everything there, they've got the tools to get them there. Yeah, they've got
and top deck Spellbreaker.
Okay.
Sorry for cutting you off.
Was it Stanford last game? Yeah, it was Stanford. They're the rank 1 legend, right? Yeah. That top deck is clean. Now, 13 health, turn 6. Do they have lethal on board? That's 6, 7, 8, and 6 from hand. That's lethal. They've got lethal.
They can take out they'll take out the 4/3.
No.
Oh my gosh, why won't they take
out?
Heck? Oh, Hellfire. That's another way to do that, I guess.
But now you're at 10 health.
Yeah, this is not
Firelands.
good.
I think you coined Firelands. Why the heck not?
Why? I don't understand why they didn't.
Coin Firelands. You force everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah. Coin Firelands is pretty good here. Alternatively, I think Fireball Counterspell might actually be a better play because you know that Colorado needs to heal soon.
Okay.
And if they have any healing cards in their hand, you want that Counterspell out.
I actually like that better.
There's not a whole lot that Colorado can safely play around.
Or instead of Counterspell, Fireland's Explosive, and my prediction becomes true. Dang it! They're going to Counterspell. Wait, Counterspell Explosive?
Oh!
Ooh, wait. They, Hellfire, yes. Hellfire, tap, play a minion. Do it, and I win. They're not going to do that. Okay.
They drew their second Dark Pact.
So, Lackey,
so that's pretty good.
Dark Pact.
I think Lackey Dark Pact was what
Stanford
was hoping for.
But they can't.
But yeah, the explosive runes is going to counter the Lackey.
But they'll know that once they you play Lackey no matter what, because you know that you're kind of screwed. So Lackey goes down.
Ooh, they are Hellfire.
Do I win?
They know that one of those is a counter spell.
Okay.
Because they played 2, they have a pretty good idea that one of them is a counter spell, and so
man, I'm so ready to win.
They're
okay, 18 health is good now. You're out of range. You're healthy. You're fine.
You've got another Lackey. You've got a Void Lord. You know that the spell that's down the spell that's down could be a Potion of Polymorph.
That's pretty good.
And that's not something you want to play Lackey into.
No, not at all. Twisting Nether to get rid of a 4/5. I mean, why not, right? It's basically pass turn. Okay. Counterspell again. I think counterspell.
So Polymorph Runes is a pretty good combo. I don't know if you knew that.
Ooh, I like that because it gets even closer to my play. But what if I'm right anyway? 7 damage from Maroons? Just kidding. Okay, hero power for me, buddy. Can't do it. There's no 1 health that would show up. Needed the Potion of Polymorph too. Stonehill's good. It absorbs a lot from the explosive, and it still gives you value.
Yeah. And the Mistress of Mixtures into Dark Pact is also pretty good, but they have so many secrets. One of them, they have only seen...
My prediction.
So they know that both of the...
Rip my prediction.
Both of the runes are gone now. This could be a potion. It can't be a potion. It's got to be a counterspell. They know what this secret is.
Yep. So you
which
just
means
play...
they can safely play Lackey.
Yeah, you do. There's no reason not to. I mean, the only reason not to is
I suppose
you
it
lost.
might still be a potion, because I don't know about triggering.
Well,
yeah, I know Stanford's going to win. The only thing that they can do is play Dark Pact and hope it's not a counterspell. They got to play Mistress Dark Pact, and that's literally their only option.
And it's counterspell. Wow, well played. Ripperino. Congratulations, Stanford.
Although I suppose their other only option was hope that none of your opponent's burn damage spells are in hand. But I think that was unlikely at this point.
Pretty dang unlikely. And that is going to be it. Turn 9. Unnerfed. Pyroblast going to come through. 9 mana, 10 damage.
Stanford takes this match and still is undefeated. 3-0 Stanford. Congratulations for getting into this. And that is all of their matches. Stanford is officially seed 1.
Congratulations to them.
They're
looking good over in League of Legends
Conference.
too.
Yeah?
Yeah, they are rank 2 right now in League of
Nice.
Legends. So Stanford looking pretty good.
Stanford doing pretty well. Congratulations. We're going to go to a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about that matchup, and then we'll see Utah versus Arizona for our last game of the night. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.